Prime Minister Lee Hsien Loong is set to speak at the Foreign Relations Council in Washington soon. Mr. Lee is expected to cover a range of topics. Don Tan reports.
The Prime Minister is now 2 days into his working trip here in the US Capitol. Next on the agenda, he'll participate in a dialogue with the Council on Foreign Relations. Now, the Council is a think tank here in America that specializes in the issues of foreign policy as well as international relations, and it's expected that the Prime Minister is going to discuss a number of issues, one of them being this issue of the geopolitical landscape and the shifts that we're seeing. It's going to be very hard to avoid what's going on in Ukraine with Russia's invasion, of course. Singapore took what it calls a principled stance in sanctioning Russia and condemning the Russian attack, along with 141 other countries at the United Nations. Now, the Council does have an interest, of course, in the development as well as the growth of democracies around the world. And so the war being an affront on democracy and democratic freedoms for Ukraine is very likely to be a part of that discussion. Now, Singapore, of course, defending its actions in condemning and sanctioning Russia for the invasion in a pushback to the idea that might is right. And of course, it is expected that the Prime Minister will also discuss the United States engagement with ASEAN and the Asia Pacific, deepening its connections that have been built over the years. And finally, he's also going to talk about that hot potato, US-China relations. Later on in the afternoon, a visit to the Capitol building itself to meet with Speaker Nancy Pelosi for a bipartisan leadership meeting. Dawn Tan, CNA, Washington, D.C.